board that needs plugging in. Oh, no, there it went. All right. So let's go take a distance learners. Remember to send me a picture of these three that we do. You've been pretty good about that. So on this first part, I want you to write this down, all right? This is all about getting the least common denominator. If they already have one, it's a piece of cake. All right, so this whole first page, they already have a common denominator. So let's go to one of the harder ones. But this whole first page, the bottoms are the same. This is the same as this, which makes it really nice. Nick, can you put your phone away? Next time, you're going to have to put it up here. All right? All right, so here we go. So when you have a common denominator, we just keep it. Once we have one, and these already have one, so that's really nice. And then we just add up the tops. You might say, well, that's easy. It is. But just make sure you don't think you're done. Because you still need to factor and cancel any common factors if there are any. But you can't see if there are any until you factor it. So on the top, we have to go through our factoring questions. Can you take anything out on the top? What would you say, Lily? Can I take anything out of the top? A 2. So we're going to go, oh, I wrote kind of big here. So we're going to go here, and we're going to take a 2 out of both of those. We're going to pull it out front of the parentheses. Now, if either a 2 or an x plus 3 lives on the bottom, we have to cancel it out. Okay? So then you have to ask yourself on the bottom, can you pull anything out? And the answer, Jackson, is no. But that doesn't mean you can't factor it. That's when you have to go like this. So what multiplies to equal 15 that you probably think I'm going to use? 5 and 3. Yep. I'm going to go x and x. I'm probably going to use 5 and 3 because I can get a negative 2 out of those, but I'd have to do 3 minus 5. Right, Lily? So this becomes an x plus 3 and an x minus 5. And then, Nick, what am I going to cancel off? What's the same on the top that's on the bottom?
X plus 3.
Thank you. All right, and that's your final answer. So this whole first page, you're just going to keep the bottoms, add or subtract the tops, and then factor cancel. All right, and that was 11 for A, the day before yesterday. And then yesterday, we didn't have common denominators, so we had to get one. All right, so let's go look at number 11 first, and let's talk about what I said yesterday. I said you got to look at these numbers first, and we said you look at, unless you see the LCD, like do any of you guys, Lily, do you just, or Gorgeous, do you just see what the least common denominator is for 4 and 3?
12.
It is, but it doesn't mean you always multiply them. But you're right, it is 12, right? But if this was 6 and 3, you wouldn't use 18, right? You'd grab the 6 and say, does 3 go into it? Yes, but 3 doesn't go into 4, so it is going to be a 12, so I'm going to write that down. And then, Gorgeous, just to finish it off, do you remember how we said how many x's you need? 3, yeah, exactly, the biggest one. So now you just need to give each one what it doesn't have. All right, Jackson, are you ready? So this is 4, and it needs to be a 12. So what do I need to give it? What do I need to multiply it by? It's a 4. And it needs to be a 12. 4 times what is 12?
3.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear me. 3. Yep. Perfect. Now I have the 12, but I only have 2 x's. Callie. So what else do I need to give it? An x. Perfect. And I do it to the top, and I say, all right, there's my 12x cubed on the bottom, and on the top I now have a 3x. Then I go to the next term. I'm going to do that in black. And I say, well, I got to give it what it doesn't have. It needs a 12. Right, Sky? So what do I need to give it?
4.
4. It already has 3 x's. So I'm not going to give it any more x's. But whatever I give the bottom to create that 12x cubed, I have to give to the top. Now it's like the front page. You keep the bottom, because you now have your common denominator. I'm going to get these out of the way. Sorry, distance learners. You keep the bottom and you just add up the tops, but then like yesterday, we just have to make sure nothing factors and cancels. Can you pull anything out of the top? No. And the bottom's done. So you can't cancel anything. Why can't I, Lily, cancel an X with an X? And so there's an X on the top and there's an X on the bottom, but do you remember why you can't cancel them when they're like that? Well, no, not necessarily. Like, even if this was just an X, they still wouldn't cancel. Why not? Who is 3X holding hands with? 8. So the only thing that you can cancel is a 3X plus 8. If they're linked with a plus or minus, you can't break them up. So we're just going to leave that. So let's do one more of those. I wanted to keep this under 10 minutes, which it will be. Let's go down to a little more complicated one. Maybe number 16. The very last one here. All right. So I look at the bottom and I go, oh crap, they're not common denominator. So we look at the big one. And does 2 go into 4?
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to use a 4. If it didn't work, we'd try 8. If it didn't work, we'd try 16. We'd keep bumping up that bigger one. And then how many X's, Sky, am I going to use?
8.
Not quite. I choose the highest exponent. 2. 2 of them. So now I just have to give each one what it doesn't have. So for this to become 4x squared, I've got the 4, and I've got an X. I just need one more X. There's go like that. For the other one, I go over here and say, well, I need a 4, but I only have a 2. So Summer, what am I going to multiply by?
2.
2 for sure. I've got 2 X's, and I need 2 X's. So that's all I need to create that 4x squared. And I have a minus 6. And then before you move on to the next problem, you just ask yourself, can I factor anything? No. Does anything cancel? No. And I'm going to repeat my question, Lily. Why can't I take a 2 out of here and a 2 out of here? Yes, the 6's. Yep, the 6 is holding hands. Think of the pluses and minuses. They are linked. The only thing that you can cancel is an entire x minus 6. You can't do parts of it. All right, so now what I want you guys to do, those of you distance learners, you need to send me the pick of these 3. I just got to make sure you're at least doing what we're doing in here to get your points. Obviously, I want you to finish this as well, but I don't need you to finish today's right now. But send me a pick of these 3 problems. All right, those of you in here, you are going to finish in order. If you didn't finish 6-4A, do that. I believe if you have Monahan, he'll be collecting 6-4A today, and he'll be collecting 6-4B. If you have Peshman, you might have already turned that. Who has Peshman? You do. Gorgeous, did you already turn in 6.4A?
Tomorrow I'm turning.
What was that?
I will turn it in.
Is yours done though?
Yeah.
Yep, then move on to yesterday's. Is that one done?
No.
Then you'll finish that and then go back to this one. At a minimum, I want you to at least be done with the ones that lead up to this one. And this one's today's. So everybody, 3 points for me today. Finish one of the 6 4s. I don't care which one. I'll just walk around. You have 15 minutes. I'm going to get rid of my... Well, yeah, you should be able to finish one of them up for sure. All right. Whoopsie. Trying to throw... What the heck? There we go. Sorry, distance learners.